Manasa ma'am,
Yes, sir.
please,
Okay.
please
Am I
start.
audible, sir?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
madam, you are right. Yes, you are audible.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. We would like to start today's webinar with a quote: "The secret of getting ahead is getting started." So let's get started. Myself, Manasa MG, Assistant Professor of ECE Department. I welcome everyone who joined us for today's webinar on overview of work diversity. I'm extremely delighted to address you all. Let me welcome our chief guest and resource person, Mr. Rakesh Prasad, who have come here to share his knowledge and a vast experience with the student community. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mansa.
A warm welcome to our principal, Dr. Jitendranath Mangara, for this event. It is a pleasure for me to welcome our Dean, Mr. Mohan Kumar S. I welcome you, sir. I sincerely welcome Professor and HOD of ECE Department, Dr. Nagesh Kayan, who always support us in organizing such events. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
I extend my welcome to convener of today's event, Dr. Basavaraj GM, Associate Professor, ECE Department. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
I would like to welcome co-coordinator of today's event, Ms. Sunita M. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
I also welcome Dr. Rohit S. for his constant support. Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Last but not least, I would like to welcome all the participants, staff, and students for this webinar. Without any further delay, I would like to give a short introduction on our chief guest, Mr. Rakesh Prasad. He completed his Bachelor of Engineering in Saptagiri College of Engineering. He possesses overall more than 13 years of experience in software industry and have played multiple roles like software design engineer, team lead, on-site coordinator, quality assurance and performance specialist, assistant project manager, and project manager. Steered multiple software projects and onshore offshore model to successfully deliver the software product. He also worked in a client location USA for more than 3 years to design and design multiple QA projects to closure. He also experienced and demonstrated track record for test planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and the capability to manage multiple projects simultaneously. He mentored agile process and Kaizen implementation for multiple projects. Presently, he is working as a project manager in a software company, Fluke. I hope this webinar will be profitable for you in every aspect. Once again, I welcome our chief guest, Mr. Rakesh Prasad, to enlighten us with his valuable words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mansa ma'am and Sunita ma'am, for a brief and a beautiful introduction. Thanks so much. And yeah, so to start off, I would like to thank everyone who's here today. To go through this webinar and see what you can gain from this. So let's get started. Let me. So, shall we start? Can I share my screen?
Sorry. Yes, sir, you can share.
Thank you. And, all right. So is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir, it is
Yes,
visible.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Wonderful. Great. So today, I would like to talk about work diversity. I will come to this point. Why did I choose this topic? Because I'm addressing the 8th semester students, the 6th semester students. It is very important, because you're getting to the verge of completing your college or your campus activities and then getting ready to work or move on to higher studies. So getting to know what is work diversity is very important. So this is the topic which I'll be going to talk about in the next 1 hour. So moving on. Screen. Right. Moving on, this is the agenda, of this meeting. So what is work diversity? What it means to you, specifically, and decision making. What are the three W's that you need to consider in order to make a decision on what you will be doing next? and what is an organization, what are the different companies, what you will be doing it there, and the process and the pros and the cons of being electronics and computer engineering, and is change necessary? Okay, and any questions or feedback? Okay. So usually I start off this any of this kind of webinars with my credits, so which is my belief. So I strongly believe in the change is inevitable, okay? And also continuous learning to gain knowledge and skills irrespective of domain and technology to make life easier and peaceful. So this is the objective. So objective of learning anything around you or anything that comes to you, and implementing those knowledge into work and gaining skills, doing things better, more faster, more efficient way. It always, the objective of all these things is to make your life easier and peaceful, right? So now let's move on to the topic, what is diversity? Now, does anyone know what is diversity? And before I move on, I would like to make a point that it should be an interactive session. So only when there is an interaction from both the sides, the session becomes very effective. You can ask me anything at any point of the meeting or this webinar, anything that comes to your mind. Okay, so just stop me there, and we can discuss more detail about any topic that we are discussing. Yeah. So does anyone know what is diversity? Any of the students? Yeah. All right. So let me talk about what is diversity. Simple words. Diversity means different things coming together in one place. Okay. So, like in your college or in your classroom itself, you have students coming from the remote places. You have students coming from metro cities. You have students coming from other countries too, maybe, and you have students coming from all different race, all different religion, all different sexual orientation, the gender, and different ethnicity. Uh, in India itself, we have so many dimensions of race, right? So, but together we are called as one India. Right? So that is diversity. Okay. Now, how does that becomes very important to know when you're stepping out of the college is what I will be talking about in future. Okay. But majorly diversity means understanding that each individual is unique. Okay? Each student is unique. Each lecturer is unique. Okay. Each person in this world is unique. Okay. And recognizing their own individual differences is very important. Okay. There can be, along the dimensions of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, social economic status, age, physical abilities, religion, religious beliefs, political beliefs, lot of things, right? And even the knowledge wise, you know, I might be knowing computer science, but somebody else might be knowing electronics, right? And somebody else might be knowing mechanical, right? So yeah, so that is the diversity, what you need to understand. What it means to you when you are at the verge of getting out of the college campus is, you know, uh, you cannot expect that whatever you're learning now or whatever is your capabilities now is what you will be proceeding with, right? For an example, I completed my mechanical engineering in 2007, and I got placed in one of the software companies. That was the first company which came to the college for campus interviews in sixth semester, and that was called as Caritor. Later, its name got changed to Entity Data. Okay. So, being a mechanical engineer, I got changed my profile into a software engineer. Now, frankly speaking, if you ask me anything about mechanical engineer now, I know very little. But I may not be that capable to be called as a mechanical engineer, right? So that is what the diversity means, right? And your decisions, okay, of that changing over. Later, when I was in the sixth semester itself, I got placed into two companies. One was Caritor, which came first, and the other one was a mechanical design company. And I had to make a decision which one I'll be going with, okay. And before I tell that, I would like to tell you that I choose mechanical engineer because I loved mechanical engineering. I wanted to become, the automotive designer. I wanted to design cars and all those things, the engines and all those things. I was very much interested in that. But as and when we grew, right? As and when the time passes and when we reach different levels of life, your decisions changes, right? So, but at any given point of time, when you decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I will be, is at the verge of that particular phase of life. So engineering is a phase of life, okay. So it becomes, so you're getting to that verge where you will be, you might be getting a lot of companies to your campus for interviews. You might be getting selected to different companies and things, and you might have your own ideas, right? Because when you're at the verge, you're ready to work, right? That's what the classification says, right? So how do you make that decision, right? Or what are all parameters that you need to consider in order to make that decision is what is important, right? So how many of you think, maybe this question is for 8th semester students, so how many of you think that you're ready to work? Or let me ask a different question. How many of you wants to, go for work, and how many of you wants to go for higher studies? Like, any one of you can come up and tell me why. Any students from 8th semester or even 6th semester? Guys, anyone wants to talk about it? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Okay. Right. So, students, anybody wants to speak? Uh, Anybody, go ahead. You don't have to, think about it. Just tell. Are you ready to work, or do you want to go ahead and do higher studies? Only when it is very interactive, it becomes the session becomes interesting. Otherwise, just delivering it from one side becomes very boring, right? All right. So, guys, yeah, please, open up to the audience so that it will be easy for me also to talk about. Otherwise, this is a session where it will help you to decide few things. What after college, right? So, yeah, when you're interacting, it becomes very easier for me also to gauge what you want to know from me, and it becomes easy for me to even deliver. Okay, great. So that was what it means when you are at the verge of getting out of the college campus, right? So yeah, so what can happen after 8th semester? Some of you gets recruited in the companies. What comes to your college for campus interviews, and some of you might not get recruited, and some of you might want to go for higher studies, and some of you or very few of you wants to think about starting your own career, your own company, want to become entrepreneurs, right? So is there anybody like that who wants to think that, okay, I'm going to start my own company? Yeah. Or you all concentrated towards, okay, getting campus recruited and moving out of the college? Okay. So any of these things can happen. So when these things happen, right? So first thing you have to ask yourself is, are you ready to work, right? So when you are in college, so what does the college means to you? What are you gaining in the college? Can somebody tell me? Or probably even though the teaching staff can help me with this, what is college for you? What does it help? How does it help any of the students, right? Any students? What are you gaining in the college? What are you doing in the college? Why do you attend classes? Anybody?
To gain a knowledge, sir.
Right. Wonderful. That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much for indicating. Right. So to gain a knowledge, right? So you guys are studying, electronics and communication engineering. So you have different subjects and you're gaining knowledge on that. So do you think that will help you, or these subject knowledge will help you when you go out of the college? Are you confident about it?
Don't know, sir.
Yes, right. You're actually very right. You don't know, right? And the answer is no. May not be, not completely no, partially no, right? Because whatever the subjects you are learning now, right, it may not be the same module which you will be working in future, right? So I being mechanical engineer, right, I got into software engineering, and none of the knowledge what I gained on my mechanical subjects was useful. Of course it is useful to me in a different ways. Okay. When my car breaks down, at least I can do my initial analysis to know what is wrong, and sometimes I can fix it myself, so that way it helps, right? So that is what is engineering, right? I'm not telling don't study the subjects, right? What I'm telling is, what is engineering, right? What is an engineer? Engineer is a person who can invent or solve problems which is around in the society, which is around in your neighborhood, right? So that person is called as an engineer, right? And what do you gain from your 4 years of engineering is not, of course, the subject knowledge, but the confidence of learning new things. Okay, it makes you capable of learning new things, right? It builds you that skill set in order to learn new things, and that is what will be interviewed in your interviews, campus interviews. Okay, so concentrate more on your capabilities, of solving problems or of inventing something new in order to reach to the next level. When you go out, this is what you will be doing every day. Believe me, when you start your job, if you get recruited to any of the companies, right? So I'll come to that point, what companies do and how that organization structure works, right? So each day you'll be solving something, okay, which you will be able to see through yourself. Okay, that means, yes, if I solve this, it becomes easier for me in my day-to-day work. If I solve this, it helps somebody, in order to get their work done faster. Okay, so that is something, your transition. So that is what I'm talking about, your third point, here. Are you ready? Okay, college is a hub of ideas. Okay, according to me, it is about gaining the subject knowledge. Okay, but more importantly, it is a hub of ideas. Whenever you are discussing with your buddies, right, in the cafeteria, your buddy might tell, if we would have done like this, it would have helped us. If we would have done something, or we should do something in order to communicate between each other, right? So do you guys know, how many of you use Facebook? All of you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know who's the inventor of Facebook?
Zuckerberg.
Yes, Mark Zuckerberg, right? And do you know how all that got started? It started in college. It started in Harvard University. When he was doing his masters there, it started there. You know, so two of his colleagues, or two of his friends, not colleagues, sorry, friends, they were discussing, and they thought, okay, in order to interact between the students of different classes, they need to come up with some website, like your WhatsApp right now. I'm very sure that you would be having a group, your WhatsApp group of your own class and different classes and all those things. So at that time, it was not there. There was no application like that. Okay, so that was an idea, in order to communicate between each other. They wanted some means of communication, and that's when they decided, okay, I need to develop some application like that. And that idea, grew to a bigger level, and today it is one of the topmost leading companies in the world, right? Facebook, of course, Facebook has bought your WhatsApp also now, right? So that is the idea. So where that comes, your college, right? Your college is the hub of ideas. Okay. Every moment in the college, the ideas are roaming around. So you just need to grab, and some ideas, it may not be of yours, but you can definitely utilize it in order to make it bigger, right? So that is the hub of ideas. And when you get into companies, it is all about implementing those ideas. Of course, you will be asked for the ideas there too. Okay, but when you come into companies, when you get recruited to some of the companies, there's already projects going on, right? So of course your ideas now starts getting to very concentrated to that project. You will start thinking about that project, how to improve that project, how to improve the process in that project in order to deliver easily, better way, effectively, right? So your idea starts getting concentrated. You will be thinking only about that, right? So that's why I say, moving on from college to organization, your working organization is moving from hub of ideas to implementing ideas, right? Yeah. So there might be a senior software engineer who is doing the same job since 5 years, or using that same Excel application, working out something around it. You come in with a new idea and tell that boss, I can do this in 2 minutes. You're doing it in 10 minutes. I can do this in 2 minutes. That is what is required, right? So that is the mentality you have to set in order to achieve success, grow from step on step, right? And also, I would recommend you to learn anything and everything. Just don't learn electronics, right? Learn anything. So you have bikes, most of you might be using bikes, right? If your bike breaks down, in the middle of night, you're going somewhere, if your bike breaks down, you need to know something about that bike in order to at least fix it, right? You need to be able to, as of now, you just know that, okay, petrol is over, my bike is stopped, it's all. But if your spark plug is out, you should know how to fix the spark plug in order to get it started, right? Anything. So that's the reason, I always keep telling, of course, I tell to my wife also sometimes, learn something, learn how to fix a TV, right? Learn, how to fix a switch, a broken switch, right? So whatever your knowledge should make your life easier, okay? And being in college is the right time in order to expand your horizon of knowledge, right? When you start doing that, it becomes very easy for you when you go out of the college, right? So I told you that I got recruited to a software company, which was the first company. When I was in the interview, that interview person, he asked me, give me reasons. He was software. I was a mechanical engineer, so he didn't know what to ask in mechanical. So he asked me, give me a reason how to stop a car, how to make sure that the car doesn't start. I gave him 18 reasons, right from blocking the exhaust, right from changing the cylindrical dimension, okay, right from blocking out your fuel transportation, right? So I gave him 18 reasons, and he was very happy. He was like, okay, I didn't knew that you can start the car in so many ways, right? So that is important. Okay, so learning electronics and gaining the efficiency in that, in your subject specifically, will get you to the next level. But so what is your next level? Next level might be, moving on to higher studies, maybe MTech or whatever it is, and moving on to work, right? So it will help you to get work, but what after going to work? After going to work, you should be, very well diversified mindset, in order to achieve success. You cannot say that, okay, this is not something I knew, this is not something, I studied, right? There is a third thing, about passion. Okay. If you're completely passionate about electronics, then you need to wait and search for the electronic organization in order to get into electronics. But how many opportunities you get like that? This is for every subject, right? Or every specific specialization, right? I, being a mechanical engineer, maybe in Pune I would have got some of the industries where I would have been working with some of the design companies or some of the manufacturing companies, right? But if I was placed out of Tumkur or somewhere wherever else in a different place where there are no mechanical companies, then what? I have to travel, right? So being aware that diversification is all over the place, and getting ready for that diversification is very important, right? Any questions so far? Did you guys understand what is diversity? Do you guys agree that there is diversification outside world?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. So all right, so far so good, great. Now let's walk, run, or from college, to the outside world, right? Some of you, might be discussing in the college campus. Of course, even I used to do. I'm sick, man. I'm tired of learning. I want to go out, right? Do you guys do that, or discuss such topics? You know, I'm, you know, I want to get rid of my lecturer. I want to get rid of my HOD sir, right? Yeah, he's too strict. He's always back of me. It's not letting me do, right? Do you guys bunk classes?
Really, sir.
No?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Yeah. What do you do after bunking class is very important, okay? Bunking classes is not bad. I mean, once in a while. I'm sorry, HOD sir. But yeah, once in a while it is okay. But what do you do after bunking class is very important. If you're going out of the college campus, um, just for playing something or something, then it's waste of bunking the class. A group of guys, sometimes sitting from morning till evening, hearing the classes becomes very heavy, right? So because of that, if you bunk the class and just go out, chit chat, sit around and chit chat something about, technology, something about what you can do or what project you want to work on. Not very technical, okay? I know, you guys might be thinking, what? No, I don't want to do this, right? Yeah, it's not like that, Just think about some problems around you. Talk about some problems around you, especially in this COVID situation, right? So how can you help others and all those things? If you're doing that once in a while, it's still better. It's okay. It's acceptable, right? But yeah, so that is very important, So that is what will get you between the ideas, okay? And also, that will help you to decide those chats, right? Those chit chats will help you to decide what next, what you have to do next, right? So your next is again, right, uh, is a decision. Is a very important decision what you make in life, right? That's what a lot of people say. Okay, you're getting out of the college, you have to decide what you will do next. Okay, don't worry about it. I would say don't worry about it. You will get to decide every day. You can change your decision, but taking the strong decision is very important. Okay, in order to decide something, think about three W's. Okay, what, why, and where. Okay. Your what will tell you, what you want to do after the college. You want to join software companies. You want to start your own company. Okay, you want to gain more knowledge on your specialization, you know because it's your passion, right? So if I love something, right, if I'm loving what I'm learning and I want to learn more, right? So it's your passion to learn more on the same topic. You move on to gain more specialization in that module, right? And you want to learn new technologies, right? Example, talking about electronics here, spintronic systems, right? It's about storing data and transferring data in a much faster way. It's a booming module in electronics, quantum computing, Python scripting, right? Image processing. I would like to talk about image processing. Okay, I had worked on one of the image processing projects. Okay, that's when I knew some of the electronic terms, right? So it was about check processing system. Okay, so whenever you go to a bank and you put in your check, okay, it goes for clearance. So before to this digital image processing system, the checks were manually verified by a person. He used to sign on it, endorse it, and then send it across to the next person, next bank, okay, for checking the availability of the funds, get an endorsement from that bank, okay, and then process the money. It used to take 4 days, right? So I was working for one of the check processing projects. That was my one of the beautiful projects which I had worked on. What it happens is, as soon as you take a picture in your mobile of that check and you submit it to the bank, in your bank application, the image gets processed through a computer system. Through our, product, the image processing product, whatever we had developed. Okay, it has high sensor cameras reading through image processing systems, reading through your image, and that it endorses, self endorses, computerized endorsement. It sends to the bank. I mean, the image is sent to the next bank, and there also the funds is verified, and the image comes back for processing. All this takes 3 minutes. Okay. You reduce the process from 3 days to 3 minutes. Yeah. That is what the technology does. Yeah. And that is your achievement. whenever you're working on something, right? Something like that. Okay. So that is what your achievement does. Your achievement is you have saved so many, just for one check processing, you have saved 3 days, right? Imagine about lakhs and lakhs of check processing. How many days you have saved, how efficient you have made the system, right? So that is why. Why do you want to do this, right? Why do you want to join a company? Why do you want to, start your own company? First, decide what you want to do. Whether you want to get recruited in one of the companies that is coming to your college, then prepare for it. Okay, do the internships, increase your logical capabilities. Okay, of course, whenever a company comes for the recruitment, they just not uh, judge you by your subject language, okay, or the subject proficiency, but they also judge you on your logical capabilities. Okay, why? Have you ever thought why an interview has a logical capability test? Why do you have aptitude test? Does anyone know why your interview process has aptitude test or a logical test apart from your subject? Anybody? Guys, is it? Did you guys have a heavy lunch or something? Is it a wrong time to have this session? I'm sorry, I don't know the names of the students. Otherwise, I would have picked myself in order to ask questions. But yeah, you guys get open up. See, this is one of the thing. Okay, don't ever feel shy to talk about it, or don't think that if I ask this question, somebody might see me as uh, maybe that question was not valid. Right? Don't worry. Okay, of course, I'm asking question now. Okay, talk whenever see, there is a saying. Okay, when it determines for a person, it determines what he will become with his uh, people surrounded by him, right? So whenever you get into such webinars, you know, it it is very important for you to speak, ask something. Okay. Then only it also builds up your self confidence. It also builds up your uh, speaking skills, right?
Students, please speak up. The speaker is asking, no? Please try to ask him questions so that we can have a interactive session.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, can anybody tell me why did you choose electronics and communication engineering? You can simply say, because I got the seat. I got only electronics and communication in Nagarjuna College. I didn't get any others. Very valid. Why? Or my father wanted me to do electronics and communication engineering, right? I'm very sure when you're joining the engineering college, you don't even know what is electronics and communication engineering, what I will be learning there, right? It's because it was booming. Some of your few lecturers or friends or somebody told you that electronics and communication is a booming industry, right? Computer science is a booming industry, right? Mechanical is a booming industry. So you picked up that subject. Is that true? Or was somebody very clear about, okay, what is electronics and engineering, communication engineering, and I wanted to join that? wanted to learn networking, wanted to learn digital electronics. Or did somebody know that your traffic lights are controlled by your electronics component? So when that can stop human beings from crossing the line, with electronics and communication engineering, I can achieve more. So because of that, I joined electronics and communication engineering. I'm giving the reasons, right? Anybody? Okay. At least now,
Sir.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sir, this is Manasa. They are replying in chat box.
Oh,
You can just check out.
oh, if they can speak it out, it will be wonderful. Okay. Thank you. Once again.
Sir, Rakesh, sir.
Sunita ma'am, am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you're audible,
Okay.
sir.
Looks like I got dropped off in between. Okay. So I don't. Sorry, I had to rejoin, and then now I don't see what's happening. Okay. Right. Okay.
Again, share the screen, sir.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen now?
No, sir, not yet.
How about now?
No, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it is easier.
All right. Wonderful. Yeah. So I think it would be better if somebody speaks instead of chatting. Okay, because you know, moving out from the window to a chat window, it would be a little difficult. So, any students? So I was asking about why did you choose electronics and communication engineering, right?
Doing a lot more with embedded systems.
Sorry, Kiran, I didn't hear that.
With doing a lot with embedded systems
All
rather
right.
than software.
Oh, okay. So you were aware, that you will be learning embedded systems, and that's the reason you joined electronics engineering, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's great. If you had that level of understanding, it's wonderful. So that is what you need to know, right? what you will be doing after the college, right? So you have many options, as I discussed, right? One is you'll be getting a job through campus interviews, or you'll be getting a job through searching the companies by yourself. Okay, some might be very determined that I need a job in Google, I need a job in Amazon, I need a job in Fluke, I need a job in Infosys, right? So you go hunt for your job. That is one thing. Second thing is companies come to your college, you attend your interviews, and then you know you get a job through that. So that is the second option. Third option is somebody of you, someone of you, right, might want to start a company of your own, any company, right? I want to do my father is into brick building business. I want to continue that. My father is an agriculturist. I want to continue that, right? So that is what you need to decide. Okay, what, and stick on to it, right? And when you decide what you want to do, you need to also understand why. Okay, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to join a software company? Why do you want to join an electronics and communications company, right? And why do you want to do agriculture, right? That is very important. So yeah, there might be reasons joining a software company, right? You know, I'll tell you why I took a decision to join a software company. I had told you that I was placed into two companies. That one software company called Canator, and the other company was a mechanical company. Okay, so when I went through both the interviews, okay, it was the financial ability which drove me towards software company. Okay, and also a couple of my friends or my seniors who were in the software company told me that you don't have to go to the mechanical company itself in order to work on your mechanical domain, right? You might get projects which is related to the mechanical company. In my last company, NDA Data, I we have a lot of projects related to mechanical company, right? So Boeing is one of the company for which we deliver projects. Honda is there, right? And yeah, so a lot of other companies. Okay, BMW was one of the projects. Okay, so I did work on the BMW project, and I was happy that okay, finally I am on my automotive engineering project, but it was not a mechanical project. Of course, not about designing the engineering or something like that. But they wanted, about one of the other projects where they wanted to talk about the Salesforce. They wanted an application for the Salesforce, their Salesforce company, right? Their Salesforce project. So that we did, right? So like that. So you need to know why. Why do you want to do? Why do you want to, join a company? Okay, so that was the reason. The two reasons which drove me to join a software company was, one is the salary what they offered. Okay, when it was compared to the mechanical company which I had got selected. Okay, of course there are mechanical companies which pays better than software companies. It's not just about salary, but I had got placed in one of the mechanical companies where the initial salary was very low. Okay, and then the software company which offered me a high salary. So that was my driving factor. Okay, because of the financial situation what I was in, that was the driving factor for me. So like that, you need to decide. Okay, why do you want to do this? Take this step. Okay. Or in fact, there'll be some out of the box things which others do. They join a political party, right? They want to be a politician. Do it, great, right? But know why. Why do you want to join a political party? Is what you want to know, and you need to be very adamant about your that why. Okay, if you are going behind that why, you should stick on to that. Okay. So that is the thing. Coming to third one is where. Okay. Where again, it will tell you if you want to join a software company, you should be having a brief idea about which software company I want to join. Okay. Just don't go and join, some of the software companies. If you are liking about mobile applications, then joining a software company which is not working on mobile applications doesn't help you, right? If your skill set is on Android, if your skill set is on iOS, okay, and if you join a software company which doesn't have or doesn't work on those Android or iOS applications, it will not help you. Okay. You might get bored of that software company within a year or two. Okay. So know where. If you want to do agriculture, decide whether you want to do it in your own land or you want to lease a land and do agriculture. Decide. Yes, I don't have an agriculture land. I will lease a land and I will do this business. Okay. Start your own company. Yes, do. Where do you want to start? You want to start in Bangalore? You want to start in Chikballapur? You want to start right beside the airport? It's not allowed, but yeah. Decide where, right? If you want to join a political party, decide which party. Of course, everyone will be having their own ideologies. So see which ideology suits your idea. Decide. So think about these 3 Ws. Okay. So this is very important always. So I would recommend one thing. Whenever you're walking around in the campus of the college, take a book with you, a scribbling pad. Write down your ideas, whatever you think your friends are discussing, you are discussing, your ideas. Scribble it, just one word, one liner. Okay. And whenever you're taking a decision, put it on a chart, put it on a board, what, why, where. That will help you. That will give you a connected dots picture. And then it will give you a clarity. Okay, this is what I want to do. Yeah. That is very important. And, solving problems will also, help you through this. I mean, you can follow the same process, 3 Ws. Okay. Now, any questions on this? Is it helping you guys?
Yes, sir, helping. Please proceed.
Yeah.
Proceed further, sir.
Okay. Now, what is an organization? Okay. How is an organization built? Who are you in the organization? So, when I'm talking about organization, it's a software company, right? So, most probably any of the companies, electronics and communications company, right? So, what is an organization? It's a group of people or a business who caters to solve others or self problems or challenges or needs, right? So that's what. So Facebook was is an organization, right? So they started catering, that problem of communication between the students of different classes, right? So that is what helped you, right? That is what helped the organization to grow, and that is an organization, right? So similarly, whenever you go to any of the software companies, whenever you go to any of the electronics and communications company, okay, your company is a group of people who is doing the business in order to solve or develop or innovate a product which will help someone, okay, which is a future project, which is a future product, okay, or solve the existing problem of somebody. Okay, there are 2 types of companies. Okay, correct. One is the product-based company. Another one is a service-based company. Okay, so what is a product-based company? Product-based company is a company who works to develop or innovate a product for themselves. Okay, like Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is a bank. Okay. So they develop the applications which is required for their banking process. Okay, from their own software company. So they have their software firm. Okay. So from that module or from that sub company, they develop the applications which is required for their own company. So that is called as product based company. Okay. So that is one of the thing. One example was you know Wells Fargo. Second example is Microsoft, right? So Microsoft develops the product for not just for themselves but for the overall world. Okay, that is also a product-based company, but the product is theirs, right? So the people at Microsoft work for their own product. That is called product-based company. Second company is a service-based company, like NTD Data. Okay, NTD Data was a service-based company. Now Fluke, which I am working on, is a product-based company. Okay, so NTD Data was a service-based company. When I say service-based company, they cater the services for other companies, for other product-based companies. Okay, say for example, you have Karnataka Bank. Okay, they don't have their own software firm. Okay, so they come to one of the service-based company and they will tell that, okay, this is my requirement. I need a login page. I need a web page. I need to log in. I want my customers to be able to log in securely, safely, okay, and successfully to the application. And when I log in, I need these many options available there. I need my customers to see their balance. I need my customers to do an IMPS transfer. I'm sure most of you might have used applications, right? So similarly, there might be one of the electronics company, right? So who would be working on your embedded systems. Okay, they are the manufacturers, okay, of the chipset, like your Intel company. So they might give out one of the electronic projects to some other company. So that company will be a service-based company. Okay, so overall there are two types of companies. One is a product-based company, another one is a service-based company. So service-based companies, they take others' project, others' requirement, and build the application and deliver it to that particular client. And for that they charge. Okay, if I develop this application, this costs so and so, and this uses so much, this needs so many people to work on this project. So they do the project planning. Okay, when they do the project planning, that planning includes the requirement analysis. Okay, what needs to be developed. Okay, this is common across the company or across the organization, be it electronics company or the software company. Okay, so whenever a project is given, they start with what is a project, what do we achieve in this project, what is the requirement. Okay, and then they do what technology should be used in order to achieve this product, and what is the process which we need to implement in order to do effectively this project. How many people are required in this project? Okay, how many electronics engineers are required? How many mechanical engineers are required, or how many software engineers are required, computer science engineers are required. So all those things, they do the planning and then they kick off the project. Okay, so these projects, some of the projects go in the service-based company. They just not help them develop the application, but they also maintain the application. Okay, so say for your embedded systems itself, right, your traffic light systems, right, you need to maintain that. Okay, if at all there is any issues that happens, you need to solve that. So it comes with the maintenance also. So they would be requested to maintain that particular project over the years. Okay. So this check processing system, what I was talking about, it was with NTD Data for around 15 years, that project. Later, it was a Unisys project. So Unisys is a product-based company. It was a product of Unisys, but we in NTD Data developed it. NG Data is a service-based company. Unisys is a product-based company. So later, Unisys started their own software firm. Okay, they were into hardware systems. They started their own software firms. So and then they took over the project. They said, okay, we will only maintain the project or the product from here on. Okay. So that is the difference between your product-based company and your service-based company. So that is an organization. How is an organization built? Okay, this one I already spoke about. Example Facebook, just by an idea. So that's the reason, I always say that keep your ears open. Okay? Anything that you hear is not a loss, but what you gain from that is an idea. There might be a lot of ideas going around, especially in college. Okay, because you are the guys who knows what is the problems around you better than anybody else, right? So discuss about those things, right? So and make a note of it because there's no loss of communication. Okay. Now coming to who are you in the organization, you are the backbone, okay, or the problem solver. The actual problem solver is you. Organization will give you all the facilities that is required for you to solve the problem, but actual problem solver is you. So you will be coding, okay, in order to solve a problem, in order to achieve something, in order to log in. Say for example, if you I talked about login application, right? So when you type karnatakabank.com, a login page should come, right? That is what you will be coding in order for that page to come up. You will be working on your quantum theories in order to solve some of the problems in electronic industries. You will be working on your different embedded systems in order to solve problems, right? That is what you will be doing out of the college if you get into the companies like this. Any questions? Any information that you want to know about a company before you get into there? Okay. I'll move on. So let's talk about what is the pros and cons, okay, of being an electronics and computer engineer, right? This field will offer you a lot of jobs. So what are the opportunities you guys have, right, is very important. So you can get into computer software industries, right? You are very flexible because most of the software companies comes up, they offer the candidates from electronics and communications department also to attend, right? So that's the reason I was asking you, I asked you a question. Why do you think the interview has an aptitude test or a logical test? Somebody answer actually. Yeah, can somebody think? Why do you think?
To know the level of thinking, sir.
To know the level of thinking. Okay. True. Anybody else? Anybody else?
To know how fast you can solve a problem.
True. I see a lot of students, Bhavya Shri, Brunda, Srinivasulu. Yeah. So the reason is, because the companies want to know, apart from your subjective knowledge, can you solve a problem? Can you learn a new thing and solve a problem? Okay, is what they want to know, right? So that is why so this aptitude test and logical reasoning is very important. Okay. So now, coming to the pros and cons, this field offers a lot of job opportunities, industry growth, good pay packages as compared to all the other branches. Being an electronics and computer engineering, one gets to solve a lot of technical problems and develop products which lead to an overall intellectual development, right? So, yeah, so this is the pros. What is the cons? You need to continuously learn and develop your practical skills and application knowledge, okay, in order to get recruited and also in order to be successful in these companies. Continuous learning is very important, okay, because it is a very competitive world. There are a lot of engineers who are coming out of the colleges, okay. So overall, this is a change, okay, that is what you will see from college to your company, okay. Let's see a video about why change is necessary. Do you guys think change is necessary? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see why. Okay, so what did we understand from the video? That change is necessary, right? Not just now, even after many years, right? After you start working, after many years, you still need to learn and change yourself in order to be successful. All right, now I'll open up for questions. Any questions? Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. So that is what, right? So the eagle, after 40 years, it has to break its own claws, okay, talons, and also it has to pluck its own feathers. It has to break up its own beak in order to, regrow and go for hunting. Right? That is the only change. That is the only process which it has to do in order to be alive. So the change is necessary in any part of the thing, in any stages of life. Learning new thing and change, accepting the change is very important. Okay, right. So that's the two things. If you can do it successfully, it will lead your life to success. Any questions on this? Okay. If not on this, you can ask me anything. How do you want to get recruited? If you have any questions about recruitment, if you have any questions about internships, if you need any help from my side in order to do that, definitely you can ask me any questions. Anything that you think, if you know that will help you, definitely go ahead and ask.
Neeraj, Monisha, you can ask questions.
Sir, please say something about internships, when to do.
Okay, so internships, it's best when you do it when you are at the 7th semester or 8th semester. Okay, because that is when uh, you will be at the verge of going out of the college. Okay, and it will be very good to know how the company works. So by doing the internship, you will be going to the company for a week or so or two based upon your internship schedule. Okay, so you will be able to get to know how the company works. Okay, and also try to do the internship in your area of interest company. Okay, so for an example, Fluke. Okay, Fluke has both electronics and communications because they develop this oscilloscopes and all those things. Okay, I work on a software wing of Fluke, but Fluke itself has its electronics and communications. There are a lot of electronics and communication engineers that gets recruited, who gets recruited into the Fluke, and Fluke's products are pioneers in the world. So their oscilloscopes are the high credibility. So if you're interested, what I'm telling is, whichever company. So if you want to go to the electronics company itself, so find an internship in that company. You can directly apply to the company through the company website itself. Any company has an internship column. Okay, you can directly apply through that, or you can go through any of the reference. If you have any reference in that company, you can go through the reference. Okay. I will definitely, yeah, as Rohit sir said, so I will definitely try out for some of the internships. Okay, for you guys to come to Fluke and work it out, and and then I will let you know. But doing the internship in 7th semester or 8th semester would definitely help. Okay. You can do multiple internships, if you have time, and if you want to do some of the mini projects before you get into your major project, which is I think at the 8th semester, so or 7th semester. So if you're interested to do, you can do it in 6th semester also, but definitely try to do one internship during the 7th semester or 8th semester. Did I?
Skills required to do placements, like.
Your question is internships are required to do for the placements?
Yeah. Yes.
No, not exactly.
No, sir. Do we require any skills for doing internships?
No, not exactly. But you need to fill up a form where they would be asking, what is your area of interest, and they might some of the companies will have a small round of interview, about your subjective knowledge. Okay, so yeah, that is all. But doing an internship is an added advantage, okay, to your resume, on your interviews also, but it is not mandatory, but it will add an advantage. Okay, so an interviewer will get to know, okay, this guy has done the internship, and he has knowledge about how the company works, or how the company environment would be. So that will help them to take it as he would be a good team player. Being a team player is very important. So that is what. Yeah. So, and doing the internships, yeah, so they will purely go upon your scores. Okay, mainly whatever your previous semester scores are there, and they might have one small round of you know uh, just a kind of discussion in order to get you there, get you an internship. Okay. HL, so I did my internship when I was in 7th semester. Okay, I did it in HL because I was in mechanical company, and that's that I wanted to know more about aeronautics, so I did it in HL. That was good. That helped me to know a lot of things about aeronautics and how the HL company works. So, but again, when you go on to the internship, right? Be very outspoken in the sense, talk to people around there, get to know how the system works there, and also ask anything. Okay. Feel free to ask. So ask anything. Everybody, if you ask the same question to two people might answer differently, but you will get two different answers, and you will be able to judge, yeah, what is the right answer. Both of them might be right, but you will get to know two different perspectives of that question. Anything else? So did you guys do any aptitude or logical sessions in order to get ready for your campus interviews? Yeah. If not, I would recommend do that. Whoever is in the 6th semester, and whoever is in the 8th semester or 7th semester, okay, definitely go through this interactive applications. There are a lot of online sessions that goes on, okay, or online tutors for this aptitude and all those things. You get a lot of free sites as well. Okay. So go through this aptitude and logical reasoning tests. Okay, try to solve the problems there whenever you're free. Sit down, try to solve the problems. That will definitely help you. That will not just help you to clear the interview, your campus interviews, but if somebody is willing to go for some, banking jobs or the government jobs like railways or something, okay, this will definitely help you. And I also, suggest students to look out for the different job opportunities they have. This especially you have a lot of banking exams and a lot of other things also in place. Okay, if somebody doesn't want to get into software industry or this professional work culture, you can still look out for other jobs, but be aware, do get to know about that and prepare for that. Any other questions? Yeah, I like this answer also. To get the solution at the time of pressure to check IQ. Yes, that is why your aptitude and logical reasoning should be strong, you know, to solve any problem effectively and efficiently. Okay, so if no other questions, then I would like to move on. I would like to thank the respected or honorable principal of NCET, Professor Dr. Jitendranath Mungaru, and respected Dean NCET, Professor Dr. Mohan Kumar S, and Professor HOD ECE NCET, Professor Dr. Nagesh KM, and all the coordinators, convener, and all the coordinators of this webinar. Thank you so much. And also all the dear students who ever attended this. I hope you got a brief knowledge about how the outside world will be, or how the organization will be, and what you need to do. How do you decide what you want to do next out of the college? How do you get transitioned yourself from hub of ideas to implementing ideas? Course. Okay. So do let me know if you have any questions. You can there's my email at the end, and you can get it from your coordinators as well. If you have any questions, if you want any reference or anything as such, please do let me know. I would be happy to help. Okay. And I would definitely. So if you have any questions, please do mention it as NCET, in the subject line, so that I get back to you at the earliest. Okay, so thank you all for providing me this opportunity in order to share my knowledge to the students. I hope it was helpful. Okay, thank you so much for your time. It's been an hour, more than an hour. Thank you so much for your valuable time.
Even thank you.
Right. So any feedback?
Sir.
You guys have any instant feedback? I would be happy to know now. As you can also provide me feedback at my email address, whatever is being shared on the screen. And if you have any concerns, questions, you can definitely let me know about that. Okay. So I will. That's all from my side. So I will leave it to Mansa ma'am or Sunita ma'am to take it further.
Thank you very much, sir. Can I conclude this meeting, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay, no event can be successful without people who dedicate their resources and time to make sure everything is faultless. First and foremost, I would like to thank our management for providing opportunity to conduct an event like this. I also thank our principal, Dr. Jitendranath Mandara, and Dean of the institution, Dr. Mohan Kumar S, for their support. I want to extend my generous thanks to Dr. Nagesh KN for his support and cooperation. Thank you very much, sir. I also thank the convener and coordinator, Dr. Basavraj GM and Dr. Rohit S, and also a co-coordinator, Ms. Sunita M. Thank you all. On behalf of ECE department, I would like to thank all the participants, staff, and students who participated in this webinar. A special thanks to our chief guest, Mr. Rakesh Prasad, who gave his vital time from his busy schedule to grace this webinar. Thank you, sir. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you all. Thank you, Rohit sir. Thank you, Basavraj.
Yes, Sunita and Mansa, you have coordinated very well for this webinar.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, again,
Thank you,
thanks
sir.
to Rakesh sir. Yeah, thank you, Rakesh sir. So it was, I think, all my students will benefit for this webinar. So thank you so much for,
Thank
in
you, sir.
spite of your busy schedule, you have come and come through online and you have addressed. We wanted to meet you in the college, sir. Let
Sure,
us
I'll
plan
definitely.
one,
Sure, sir. I'll definitely make
right?
a plan to visit the college once this pandemic is over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Rakesh
I
sir,
also
thank you very
thank.
much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Basavraj sir.
Rakesh sir, thank you very much for your enlightening speech and motivated speech on diversity. I hope our students have got understood something about the diversity. I hope they will cultivate an habit in their future career.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you so much. And convey my thanks to Nagesh sir as well. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Manas and Sunita and Dr. Rohit. Thank you very much for your
Thank
kind
you.
forwarding.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.